We are continuing our No Buts Bowel Cancer campaign this morning with some good, positive news. Later today, the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, is going to visit a new laboratory that's being named in honour of Dame Deborah James. And it comes as he announces news of a groundbreaking blood test that could mean earlier diagnosis of bowel cancer and other cancers too. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment. But first, after Deborah's daughter Eloise and her mum Heather helped us relaunch our campaign yesterday, today, TikTok star Joe Baggs is live at Westfield Shopping Centre for us, and you have changed your name today just for us. Hello.
Good morning, Lorraine. Today, I'm no longer Joe Baggs. I am Joe Boggs. I've got my lovely poo emoji hat on, and this is our Lorraine, our No Buts Lorraine. Now, today, we are handing out these stickers right here to the general public. This is to help identify symptoms because an early diagnosis can save lives. So I'm also joined by the gorgeous Maya. Can you tell us a bit more about your journey?
Yeah, so I knew my body and I knew what was normal for me. So when my bowel habits changed, I went straight to my doctor. It meant I got an early diagnosis and treatment very quickly, and I didn't have to have extensive chemotherapy. So I'm just urging everyone to know you're normal, check the symptoms and go to your doctor.
Yeah, and an early diagnosis was so important for you, and that is the message we're trying to spread today. Now, Matt, we're both geezers, and as geezers, we fear the doctors sometimes, don't we? And we don't go and get checked enough. So tell me a bit more about what's happened with you.
I know, I'm a typical bloke. It was always going to be someone else. During COVID, I had extreme weight loss, fatigue, night sweats, bad stomach. In fact, had some blood in the end. That went on for a few weeks, and at that point my family took me through all three. I was operated on immediately, removal of a tumour that was 6 by 9 centimetres and 2/3 of my colon. But I should have known. My sister Harriet sadly died a year beforehand of cancer. I should have known about tumour markers, PET scans.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, I'm a bloke, it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But I did some work with Deborah James about 3 years ago. And she said to me, when I was telling my story, if your family notices a difference, for God's sake, listen.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Matt. And it's so, so important, guys. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Thank you, Lorraine. I'm going to be hitting the street saying to check your poo, everybody. Check your poo. Back to you in the studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joe Boggs, for the day. If you want to go see Joe, he's at Westfield at White City. He is doing so brilliantly, and it's all about spreading the word. Love the hat, love the hat. I'm going to get me one of them. We just mentioned that news of a groundbreaking blood test to help earlier detection of bowel cancer and other cancers. Joining me now, Dr Anisha, who herself was diagnosed with bowel cancer. She was only 39. This new test, this is good news, yeah?
Lorraine, it's so exciting, and they're going to do further trials into it, and if it hits the NHS, this is going to save lives because we're going to get an earlier diagnosis of potentially 12 cancers. So it's just brilliant. Watch this space.
Absolutely, including, of course, bowel cancer.
Exactly.
And you were diagnosed well under the screening age. You're under 40. The age has come down thanks to Deborah's campaign. It's come down, which is amazing. But we've got to do the test when we get the chance.
Absolutely. I mean, it was so heartwarming, Lorraine, to see Eloise carrying on
our daughter,
the legacy, and with Heather yesterday. And I think what we've got to do is keep raising awareness.
Yeah, exactly, because people still don't know the symptoms. That's what Joe's doing today. You know, he's got the leaflets that he's going to be distributing out, and we need to know these things and not ignore them.
Exactly. And I say, if you're going to go to your GP and you're worried about any symptoms of bowel cancer, please, please, please go armed with information. That's the most important thing you need to be. You need to be prepared. When did it start? What are all the symptoms? Have you got any family history? Write it down, because I know when I go to the GP, it just all pops out my head.
Yeah. And
go with what you're worried about, your ideas, what you're concerned about, what you're expecting from the consultation, and ask questions. Fill out a symptom diary. There's one on Bowel Cancer UK's website. And even if you've got all this information and you write it down, some of these GP surgeries have these triage forms, write all of this down, because it helps us assess who needs to be seen urgently, because all too often we see just vague things like just diarrhoea. But if you put diarrhoea, family history, bowel cancer and blood, and I'm worried about bowel cancer, that's going to give me a lot more information.
Well, exactly. And sometimes when you go in with the best will in the world, you forget important things.
That's
so as you say, write it down, have it, whether write it down on a bit of paper or put it on your whatever device you're using, have it there so that you've got it. And then you're armed with that information.
Totally.
It's going to be so much better. And we can all do things to cut risk. you know, as well as being aware of our bodies.
Absolutely. I've got my 5 top tips, Lorraine, to prevent bowel cancer. So the first thing is to know the symptoms. And Lorraine, you've got this no but sticker.
I know.
We need to be remembering bowel because it's quite hard to remember it. And only 1 in 3 people don't know any of the symptoms of bowel cancer. So just to run through, B is for blood in the stool or blood on the paper. O is for an obvious change in bowel habit like diarrhoea or constipation. W is for weight loss. E is for extreme tiredness. And L is for lump in the tummy or tummy pain.
Right.
Number 2, know your normal. If you don't look in the toilet, how will you know what your normal poo looks like? So look before you flush. Number 3, attend your screening. We know that only 70% of people go to their screening, yet it reduces your risk of dying from bowel cancer by 25%. So don't delay, keep it by the loo when it comes through the post.
Absolutely.
Number 4, reduce your risk factors, so fibre. We don't eat enough fibre. 9 out of 10 people, 30 grams a day is what we need to eat. I want to make fibre sexy, Lorraine, and there's all the other risk factors like smoking, being overweight, not exercising, and red meat and processed meat. Reduce these. And the last one is always advocate for yourself. If you think something's wrong, go to your GP.
Yeah.
We examine body parts day in, day out, so I know it can be embarrassing, but I promise you, nothing will faze us. And most of the time, it's not cancer, so I want to be there to reassure you.
Exactly, that's the thing as well, it's peace of mind.
Exactly.
Because if you are concerned or worried and you go and you find out it's OK, that's brilliant, that's fantastic. But you get it early enough and you will hopefully get treatment early and you'll be OK.
Exactly,
You know,
early
this is the
diagnosis.
thing, early diagnosis, it can save your life.
Absolutely.
Do not die of embarrassment, right?
That's
Because you
exactly
guys, GPs are unshockable. You've seen everything.
Honestly,
Everything there
it
is
wouldn't
in all
faze
sorts
me.
of varieties.
Listen, an arm is the same as a vagina, as poo, as wee, as eyeballs. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't, Lorraine.
Just a body part.
It's just a body part.
It's just a body
exactly.
part. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Great to talk to you. And do remember, you can download that sticker with all the signs and symptoms. All you have to do is head to our website. It is all there for you. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.